Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing on this amazing morning? Today, I did something different with my makeup. I did dark lips. And light eyes. Let me know how you like it, how you like it. Good morning, everybody. Again, I hope you are having an amazing morning so far. Let's see who's in. Oh, cousin is first in the building. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Betty Rose. Betty Rose says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Linda. Linda said, good morning, everyone. I am blessed, favored, grateful, thankful for my miracles today. Amen, amen, amen. Good morning, Deltra. Deltra said, good morning, ladies. I'm blessed and energized, all in caps. Good morning, Tiffany. Tiffany says, I am blessed and highly favored. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Yolanda. She said, I am so blessed. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Miss Lois. I'm blessed. Good morning, Chantel. She says she is blessed. Good morning, Michi. How are you doing, Michi? How's your son doing? I love the makeup. Thank you. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning, sis. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm alive, I'm awake, alive, and blessed. Good morning, Naomi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is that? I don't know what it is, but it shook the house. It sounded like a plane or something. Um, but it shook the house. So I don't know what it is. I hope everything is good out there. Hope everything is good out there. So I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So today we are going to be talking about obstacles. We touched on it yesterday, but we're going to talk about it some more. I know I'm going to find out in the community, see what people are saying about it. We got a Facebook group. So I'm going to see what people are saying because it for sure shook the house. And it sounded like it was really, really close. So I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. Find out. We're going to be talking about obstacles. Yesterday we talked about it a little bit, but today we're going to go more into it. Also, we have a few not housekeeping rules exactly, but I just want to make sure that everybody is on track for doing what we're supposed to be doing. We should be reading Psycho Cybernetics. Are you guys reading the book? Put ones in the chat. You guys should be reading the book. I gave you all last week to get the book together. We are reading Psycho Cybernetics. Are you reading it? Put ones in the chat. If you are, put twos. If you're not, it's okay. If you're not, just be honest. Let me know in the chat. Psycho Cybernetics. Again, you can listen to it for free on YouTube. You can listen to the audio book. You can listen to it. You can purchase the book and you can get it from the thrift stores for like $5. So yes, yes, and yes, let's get this book together. He is doing better, woke up doing good. Okay. He's moving a little more good, good, good. I'm happy to hear that, Michi. I'm going to do my best to get on here and mean. Oh, okay, cousin. It's okay. It's okay. I know you at work, girl. I know you at work. So how many of you guys are reading the book? I got a couple of ones. That's not everybody in this room though. Who's reading the book? And also please take this link out and share it to everybody on social media. Tell them come join us over here because we popping. So if you have your friends and they want to start their business or they started their business and maybe they're feeling stuck, tell them come on over here and join us. This part of my shirt is giving me fall. And gotta change that. Gotta change that. I started then stopped, but it's on the to-do list. Got you. I started listening, but the past few days I haven't been. Got it. I will start again. Yes, this is something that you guys are going to need. It's about changing your mindset. It's about shifting your mindset and changing your behavior patterns so that you can be the person that you want to be. Because if you are not changing the way you do things, then nothing is ever going to change. You're going to always remain the same because you're not changing the habits and the things that you were doing previously to become the new person. You can't be the new person with the old habits that if the old habits are not helping you. Right. And so if you are trying to be something that you weren't before, or you want to go to places that you have never been, you're going to have to do things that you've never done. Right. And so in order for that to happen, you are going to have to change your behavior patterns. And you're also going to have to change the way that you view yourself and the way that you view things that, things that can happen for you. Right. So you have to change your mindset in order for things to start changing for you. Right. Your outlook won't change unless the vision change. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me know in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Naomi says one. Yes, yes, and yes. right? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Hey, it's it's morning time. Hey, it's morning time. Come on, wake it up. Wake up and shake it off. Wake up and shake it off. We have to change the way that we see ourselves in our mind, because that's all shaped from experiences and things that happen to us, and the way we view the future, or the way we view things before, right? And so those things have to change. We have to change those things. So reading psycho-cybernetics is really going to help you to open up your mind, open up your ideas, open up your thoughts, and just start doing things differently and operating at a different capacity. Yes, 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 and yes. All right. And so the first thing I want to talk about is, have you experienced any major obstacles? Put ones in the chat if it was you. I'm putting my hands up because I know it can't just be me, who've experienced major obstacles in your way that have hindered your results, or maybe made you stumble a little bit and you couldn't get to where you wanted to go, or maybe just gave you pause, right? It may have given you pause for a second. But has anybody ever had anything like that happen to them? Put ones in the chat. Put ones in the chat. And I said I was going to share a story with you guys that I shared previously, about me and when I started Bubble Babes, my bath and body company, right? Because when I started Bubble Babes, about 13 years ago, even a little bit before 30, it was before 13 years ago, but we just turned 13, but I've, planning and everything else. So what happened was, and while I'm telling my story, I want you guys to tell me what obstacles were in your way, or what obstacles gave you pause, what obstacles made you stumble, or what made you fall, you know what I'm saying, and get back up. But when I started, I had everything. I was on YouTube. I was a YouTube personality. So I had my following. I already, I knew what I was going to do. I had my friends who were influencers. They were helping me. They were going to do a live show with me. They are also going to let me know, let their following know that this is happening and whatever, right? So we had a whole big to do. And the day, I can't even remember now, because now the details are a little bit foggy, but when I was supposed to be launching, I got hacked. So all of my information, like I had everything loaded up on my website, the descriptions, products, photos, all of that stuff was done. We already had scheduled out time. At that time, I think we were on Blog Talk Radio. Were we on Blog Talk Radio or Stickum or something like that? We were on one of those things, right? One of those platforms. And I had everything already set out and ready to go. And before my launch, I got hacked, right? And whoever hacked me, I'm not even going to give them life, but whoever hacked me really made me pause with my business, because I was just about to launch and everything was gone. Every single thing that I worked so hard for was gone, right? And so I had to figure out how I was going to get it together. Computer was done, right? My computer was done. I couldn't even use it. All my products and stuff, everything was in the computer. I couldn't retrieve anything out of there. Even like my passwords, all of that in the computer, couldn't get any of that out. And so I had to figure out what I was going to do. How was I going to continue and grow my business, or even start my business, because I don't have anything anymore. Everything that I created is gone. Everything that I created was in the computer. And so what am I supposed to do? And so I, for a moment, I was in my feelings about it. And I have my ideas of my suspicions of who could have did it, and da 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 da. But all of that didn't matter, because I really wanted to. My goal was to launch my business. My goal was to get my website up. I had people depending on me. I had people who were waiting for me to do this thing, right? And so what happened was, in the midst of all of that and me trying to figure out what am I going to do, how am I going to do it, again, computer's gone, so where am I going to be loading stuff up at, right? So a friend of mine has said, her husband fixes computers and he will give me a Mac. And so she said all I had to do was pay for shipping. brand new Mac. He had did some work, it brand new, beautiful screen, beautiful keyboard, everything was beautiful, right? I will send it to you. She sent it to me UPS, whatever. She sent it to me somehow. And I think shipping was only like $50. And that's all she charged me for me to get the Mac. And I was like, wow. I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. And so she sent it to me. And I had no idea how to work a Mac computer. I'm a PC girl. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do, right? This was not the land of tutorials and everything like that. So I'm on the phone like, okay, how do I do this? What do I need to do? Da, 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 da. So we trying to fix, trying to set me up because I had no idea what I was doing. And we were trying to get the pictures again, trying to get my password, try to recover my passwords. There was just so much going on. Anybody else would have probably said, you know what, I quit. You know what, this might be God telling me I don't need to be doing this. Maybe this is a sign for me to not do this anymore, right? But I didn't stop. I didn't let that stop me. I didn't let that be the reason why I didn't continue with my business, right? I was like, you're not going to stop me. And nobody is going to stop me, right? Because my God is bigger than anything that you could ever do. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, you know what? God worked it out. Everything fell into place. Why? Because I did not let that obstacle get in my way. I did not let that stop me. Yes, it paused me for a second. And I did feel some type of way, but I got myself up, dust myself off, and I kept on going. And I came back even harder, right? And so when I did my launch, it was successful out the gate, right? Because to me, God's hands was all over that, right? Because who would give you a Mac computer for $50? Matter of fact, the computer was absolutely free. Absolutely free. All I paid was the shipping. She sent me the receipt. All I paid for was the shipping. Would I have paid for the computer itself? Because she wasn't even trying to charge, I would have still paid for it, right? Because then I'm thinking, where am I going to get a computer from? I mean, can I rent a computer? Like, what could I do? Because I couldn't just outright purchase it, because all of my money and everything that I was doing went into me doing this website and getting my stuff together, into inventory and all of that. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I could have let that stop me, but I absolutely did not allow that to stop me. And I say all of that to say that obstacles, we're going to have them. Things are going to get in our way, right? Things are going to get in our way, but it's a stumbling block, and it's a learning lesson, right? I learned what I needed to do. I learned how to protect myself. I learned how to wing it. I learned how to make things happen. I learned how to make something out of nothing. And so because of that experience, it made me better. Because of that experience, it made me stronger, whereas somebody else would probably crumble, right? But I did not. And so I say all that to say that do not ever allow any obstacles that come in your way allow you to just get totally knocked off and you can't get back on track, right? Because clearly it's something in that obstacle, in that hurdle, there's something for you to get from it. You are going to get stronger from that. You are going to learn from that. You're going to have something that you're going to be able to take with you from that moment, right? So do not let obstacles stop you. And so I'm asking you guys, what was an obstacle that stopped you? Something that was a memorable obstacle that stopped you from doing what you wanted to do. Let me know in the chat. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy terrific Tuesday to you too, girl. Happy terrific Tuesday. Kay had also said that she is looking for an accountability partner for working out. So if anybody is interested in working out and also looking for an accountability partner, Kay is looking for one. So send her a DM. That is Push Classics Collections. And y'all get it together. Get it together. Are there any obstacles? Money and time. Money and time. Okay. What else? What else? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Like, what obstacles have stopped you? And you're here today, and you're here on this live with me, which means you're trying to do better, which means you totally did not quit, which means you totally did not lose, which means that you still have hope, and you still can do what it is that you're setting out to do. So if I believe it, you should believe it too. And it's most important that you do believe it. So if there's anything, put it in the chat. Y'all look quiet. Come on and get rowdy, and let me know if there's anything that has stopped you along the way. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And if that's not the only obstacle, that's one of the major things. I knew that when I was launching Bubble Babes, that was like one of my major things that I was like, once I got off of that, nobody couldn't tell me anything. I was like, I got through that. I could get through anything. I could get through anything. So, not for me. Church people and changing the brand. Okay. Church people was an obstacle to you, and also changing your brand was an obstacle. Okay. Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Anybody else would like to chime in? Let me know. And I got my notes. And I'm going to be making references to psycho-cybernetics because you guys need to be reading it. That book is so amazing. It is so amazing. It does so much for the way you see yourself and the way that you look at the patterns of your life, and you're like, wow, I let a moment in time change my patterns of my behavior for my entire life for just one moment in time. Am I going to allow that moment in time to continue to take over my life for the rest of my life? We need to make a decision. Right? We have to make a decision. Are we going to allow that moment to take over our entire life? And I'm not saying it's a moment that is not, it is not something that is, going to stop you or something like that. I'm saying I know that these things can be hard, right? I know that things can be hard, but that moment should not stop you from the rest of your life, because you still have the rest of your life to live. And do you want to be miserable for the rest of your life? I know I don't. It takes too much. It takes too much to be miserable. It takes too much to be angry. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. So if I have to choose how I'm going to approach things, or how I allow people to interact with me or engage with me in situations, if I have to choose that, I'm going to always choose me. Right? I'm always going to choose my happiness, because I'd rather be happy than to be miserable. I'd rather be going through life successful and doing things that I want to do, instead of doing things that I have to do because of situations and circumstances that I allow to take over in my life. Right? It's just a way that I choose to live. Right? My iPad, in the beginning, I had lost all my designs and I was ready to quit the business. And look at you today. Right? These are small wins that we overlook because we take them for granted, that, this happened and we got through it and we got over it, right? We take those things for granted, but we need to celebrate those wins, because look at you now. You know what you're doing. You know how to do it, right? And I don't know if you retrieved everything from the iPad, okay? I don't know if you were able to do that, but that didn't stop you, because you're still here today. You still here today. Yolanda said, I had a lot of deaths in the family. Money was stolen, jealousy. I have a list of things, but I didn't let that stop me or my dreams. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because those are things that we can't do anything about, and we can't control other people, right? We can't control how other people operate in their lives, right? But we could choose how we're going to let them operate in our lives, or how, what we're going to allow them to be in our lives. We can still choose to be that. If we don't want to be attached to the toxicity and to all the negativity and all of that, if we don't choose to be attached to that, if we don't want to be attached to that, we don't have to, right? I was listening to, who was it who said, I think is his name Flowers? I can't remember. And he was like, we have some toxic people in our family, and we have some people who have done some things, and under the guise that they are family, we're supposed to allow them to be in our lives. And he said, you don't have to allow that toxicity to be in your life, because these people are your family. You can say, I love you, but I can love you from afar. I don't need to engage with you and allow you to continue to put your toxicity on me, or to put that energy on me. I don't have to allow that. I don't have to be in your presence in order for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be in your presence. If you did something to me in the past, and it was something that maybe abusive, or, you know what I'm saying? If it's something like that, and I don't have to allow you in my space, right? Because for my sanity and for my peace, you don't need to be in my space. I could forgive you from over there. I don't never have to be around you. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be around you. Leave that over there and don't bring it over here. Right? But we can limit that. Right? And we don't have to feel obligated because, oh, that's a family member. We have to be like that. But if that member made you feel a certain type of way, you do not have to, you don't have to expose yourself to that. Right? Because that's punishment. That's punishment. Why are you punishing yourself to make this other person comfortable or to make other people around you comfortable? Why would you be punishing yourself? Right? So let me see. Cheryl says supply chain issues at COVID almost prevented me from launching on time. Got it. She pivoted last minute to a different vessel, but still launched with the original. Got you. And look at you, girl. Look at you go. Michi says my machine's not working right and wasted a lot of material and wanted to throw everything out the window. Almost gave up, but I didn't. I just used another technique to complete my task. Absolutely. See how we could figure out things when necessary? See how we can figure out things when necessary. So we should not, if you feel like there's something going on right now in your business, there's something going on in your life right now that is stopped, feels like it's an obstacle, feels like it's a hurdle, don't allow that to stop you. Like I said, if you need to pause, but get back up, dust yourself off and keep on going. And keep on going because you've done it before, which means you could do it again. Y'all know that church song from Ty Tribbett? If you did it before, he'll do it again. Same God right now. It's the same God back then, same God right now. Whatever it is, that song, I love it. I can't remember the words right now, but yes, that song. If he did it before, he could do it again. So if you did it before, you could do it again. Yes, and yes, y'all. Yes, and yes. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Yes, and yes. If you got over something before, you can get over it now. Y'all feel me or no? Y'all with me or not? Let me know. Let me know in the chat what we feeling. What we feeling, y'all. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Cheryl said yes, and yes. Miss Loy said yes, and yes. Right? If we did it before, we have amnesia, right? We have amnesia about the things that we done overcame, right? For what? We need that. We need that right in the forefront of our mind so that we know that we are stronger than we think that we think we are. We are stronger than that. Right? We are stronger because should a situation happen, we're going to figure out how to get through it. Right? We're going to figure it out because we're stronger than we think we are. Right? Stop getting amnesia over the things that you've accomplished. Right? That the things that should have taken you out that did not. Don't get amnesia. Look at that and see your strength. Look at that and see that I'm an overcomer. Look at that and say, I can do more than what people expect of me. I can do more than what I expect of myself. Right? Because should the situation arise, you are going to be able to tackle that thing head on if necessary. Right? We don't have to cower and hide and be fearful. We don't have to do all of that. We don't, because if we did it before, we could do it again. If you did it before, you could do it again. If you did it before, you could do it again. Right? So let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much, Michi. Yes, and yes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is your mindset. Because we talk about mindset I think I'm going to talk about mindset till the end. Right? Mindset is definitely going to have to be what we focus on every single day. Right? Because if we have thinking going on in our mind, that's the way we're going to act in life. Right? So that's going to stop us from doing the things that we want to do. That's going to stop us from believing in ourselves and believing in our power and believing in our vision and believing in our success, right? That is going, if you don't have your mind together, that is going to stop you. That thinking is going to be, it's going to be like on your back. Right? It's going to be the monkey on your back, and that's not what you want. Good morning, Cheryl. That is not what you want. You do not want the monkey on your back with this thinking, right? Let's elevate and let's try to stop thinking like that and start thinking in a positive mindset, right? And again, we're going to be talking about mindset forever. because you're going to have to constantly check yourself and check what you're allowing into your mind, what you're allowing into your spirit. You have to check with, okay, I need to know, oh, that's not good for me, gotta go. Oh, this is helping me, okay, let's keep that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of filter out what we are allowing in our space. Again, we talk about the things that we are watching, the things that we are listening to, the people that we are surrounding ourselves but with all of those things, we need to start filtering what we are absorbing, what we are feeding ourselves, what we are feeding our spirit, what we are feeding our mind. We have to be careful. We have to be very mindful about who we let in and what we let in. Yes, 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 and yes. Put ones in the chat. Put ones in the chat, y'all. Put ones in the chat if you feel me. Put ones in the chat if you feel me. And I'm going to reference psycho-cybernetics because it's about changing your mind and your behavior to fit the person that you want to be, right? If you visualize it, you can become it. If you visualize it and you see that it could be possible for you, then you can actually start training your mind to say, oh, I could do this. Instead of having a failure mindset, instead of saying you can't do this mindset, your mindset is now like, I can do this. I've done it before. I could do it again. I'm successful. I'm positive. I can do everything that I set out to do. Whatever I believe I could achieve. And even though you think that sounds cliche, it's actually true, right? Even though you think it's cliche, it's something that is actually true, right? So we have to start shaping our thoughts. We need to start getting a clearer picture of what the success looks like in our mind so that we can start working towards that thing. Yes? Sorry, I had to step away because my boss called me. Did you give details for tonight's live at 7? No. Just be there at 7. If not, I can wait. Just didn't know if I had to register beforehand. Yes, you do have to register. So good thing. Thank you so much, Chantel. If you want to be a part of the accountability group, which is the GIST group, which is the Get Your Ish Together group, we are meeting tonight at 7 p.m. I will not have my makeup on because by 7 o'clock, I'm going to be in my glasses. But we will be meeting at 7 p.m. and you do have to register. The link was sent out to your emails. So check your emails, check your spam, and just make sure it didn't go into your spam folder. The email will be going out probably at 6:40, not probably, it will be going back out at 6:45 to remind you guys you got 15 minutes to get it together. Get your pad and your pen and come join us over there. You will be doing work. You will be getting your goals together. We will be filling in calendars. We will be getting ideas. It will be it's a whole action thing. We are planning, well, not yet. It's a whole action planning kind of thing. And I want you guys to be prepared. So make sure that you are there 7 o'clock with your bells and whistles on. Be in the room with your notepads and your pens ready to take notes. If I have any downloads or anything, I will definitely send that in the email so that you can have them previously before, we go on live. So yes, y'all ready? Who's coming and joining tonight for the GIST group? Who's joining for the GIST group tonight? Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. While I look at my notes. Embrace a growth mindset that allows you to learn from your setbacks and use them for fuel, because your experience is going to be something that helps form and helps shape what you think that is possible, right? Your experiences are going to shape that for you, right? Because if you've never done it before, you're going to think that you never could, right? So you got to now start thinking, how can I change this experience and make this experience something that is positive for me, right? Remember, I said, if it's positive, if it was a negative obstacle, and then you say, oh, you know what? But I got over it and I'm succeeding. Am I where I want to be? Might not be, but I did get over it. So since I got over it and I'm living and I'm surviving, I may just be surviving right now, but tomorrow I could be thriving. But I know that I did that. I did that on my own. That's a win, right? That is a win. Figure out how to turn these negative situations into wins, or a positive way to look at it, or something that you can take from it that you've grown through, and use that to be the fuel to give you that energy. Like, okay, so this experience, I don't have to let this negative experience carry so much weight on my life. I could take this negative experience and I could flip it and say, you know what, this happened, this person tried to take me out, this tried to take me down, but absolutely, I'm here today, I'm breathing today, I'm alive today, I'm moving today, I got my business together right now. All I need is a few things. I can absolutely do this. I can absolutely do anything that is necessary, because if I got through that, I could get through anything. If I could do this, I could do that. Right? So we need to start changing those negative experiences and see what we could take from them negative things and turn them into something positive. It could be grief, it could be a trauma, it could be anything. What in that situation, especially if you are here and breathing and alive and well right now, your mind might not be all the way together, right? You may be a little bit disturbed in your mind, but you are here, right? So how are you surviving all of this time since that? How are you raising kids all this time after that? Right? You figured out a way to do it, right? And if you figured out a way to get through that, you could get through anything. Yes? Put some yes, yes, and yeses in the chat, y'all. Put some yes, yes, and yeses in the chat. I'll check my email. Not okay. Yep. If you did not get the email, DM me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Do not let your experiences be the things, or the negative things. Do not let that be what's going to be what shapes you for the rest of your life. Right? Don't operate from a deficit every single day. Right? You may have a bad day. Right? You may have a day where you're not feeling 100%, and that's okay. Everybody's not feeling 100% all the time. Everybody's not positive 100% of the time. Everybody's not inspirational and motivational 100% of the time, right? Everybody has their moments, but just know that this is a moment, and this is not something that's going to be my life. Right? This is a moment. This is a hiccup. This is a pause. I am going to continue to go on. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to live my life and be the best that I could possibly be. So do not allow any negative experiences to carry that weight on your back. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know. Let me know. And then I also wrote in my notes that you are hardwired for success, right? If you think so, or if you don't, that's up to you. But you are hardwired for success, right? And you're like, oh, Nikki, everything I do, I fail. Guess what? You succeeded to fail. You made sure you saw to it that you failed. You were successful, right? The results were not what you wanted. The results were not optimal, but you did succeed in being a failure, right? So if that's not what you want, if that's not what you want to do for yourself, then that's not what you should, that's not how you should be living, right? If that's not what you want for yourself, right? If I don't want to be seen as a failure, then I'm not going to act like a failure. I may fail, but I'm gonna learn in that failure. There's a lesson that I missed, right? There's something that I didn't do. There's a step that I overlooked. Maybe there's a few steps that I overlooked, and I try to do something without doing those steps. And now I got to go back a few steps so I can fix it. That is okay, right? But wire yourself. You are hardwired for success. So what do you want to be successful at? Okay. So put that in the chat. What do you want to be successful at? Do you want to be successful at failing? Do you want to be successful at business? Do you want to be a successful mom? And being a successful mom, that'll do a whole lot to your mind, right? It'll do a whole lot to your mind. You're going through so many ups and downs. There's so many roller coasters. You kind of like living by the edge of your seat. You don't even know what's going on. You don't even know how to handle things. You don't know a lot of stuff, right? But we push through. Some parents don't. Some parents are not meant to be parents, and they don't. Right? Some parents leave. Some parents do what they do. Some parents are traumatized. Some parents just recreating things that happened to them in their life, and they're putting it on you because they don't know any better, right? But as a person from right here and right now, you know better. So when you know better, you could do better, right? That's a whole pimp and whole quote, but still, right? When you know better, you do better. Yes. So we have to get our mindset together, and we have to not let negative experiences frame what we're going to do with the rest of our lives. And we have to know that obstacles are just moments, and moments that we can overcome. Yes, y'all. Y'all with me? Y'all with me, or did I lose y'all somewhere? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me know if I lost you. Let me know. lost you. All right. Let me know if I lost you. In psycho-cybernetics, I have a quote for y'all. It says, our present state of self-confidence and poise is the result of what we've experienced rather than what we've learned intellectually. So the way that how confident we are and how poised we are is all based on our experience, right? It's not about what we've learned, right, from in a book or a movie or something like that. It's based on our life's experience and what we deem to be true. Because if we say something is true, then guess what? Our belief systems start forming because we say that it's true for us, right? And so that's part of our behavior, and that's part of our patterns of behavior, right? And so if those things are something that the experiences that you had were all negative, now how could you make it positive so that you can survive and you can thrive, right? Let me know. Yes, Kay. Yes, Kay. Michi said, yes, ma'am. Miss Loy says, successful business. My children are grown and they are successful due to the hard work and effort I put into my babies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some parents are doing it on their own, and some parents, they got some help, right? And it doesn't matter where the help is coming from. Some parents have help. It could be grandparents, it could be step parents, it could be aunts, uncles, it could be anything, it could be friends, it could be people just stepping in to help, right? Because it does take a village. If we can't do this thing on our own, right? We try to do everything on our own, and then guess what? We get overwhelmed because we're trying to be everything and do everything, and sometimes we cannot be, especially if we're just learning what to do, right? So we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace and know that you are going to need a support system, and you're going to need a support system not only in parenting and things like that. You need a support system in every single thing that you do. Everybody's not going to support you. Everybody's not going to be your cheerleader. Everybody's not going to say, oh yeah, you did a great job. Everybody, they may be people that's hating on you in the background, right? But that can't be what's going to stop you. You need to make sure that you have some people that's in your circle that is supporting you. You have to have some people in your circle that at least saying, you did a good job today. You did that. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. That is so beautiful. I love everything that you're doing. You need those type of people in your circle, right? So this is the reason why we have Bubble Babes University as a community, because as a community, we need to support one another. We need to inspire one another. We need to uplift one another, empower one another. This is why we have this, right? So I come on every single morning. Why I come on every single morning? Because I think morning motivation, I could start your day and I could help you frame the rest of the day. Right? I could say something, maybe something is going to resonate with you. Maybe something, something that you heard is confirmation for you today. But either way, it's going to be something that is going to give you that energy, right? It's going to be something that is going to give you the energy for the rest of your day. Just to know you are not alone in this, right? When I started, when I lost everything, I had my circle of my friends who are my influencers and things like that helped me to get back on track, right? Am I still attached to everybody who helped me? No, everybody went their own ways and lived their own lives and did their own things. But the fact is that I did surround myself with people who spoke life into me. And you need to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who speak life into you. Everybody is not going to believe in you. Everybody's not going to believe in your business. Everybody is not going to believe in your vision. And that is totally okay. It is not your job to convince them that they should be listening to your dreams and your goals and believing in them, right? God didn't give them that vision. Somebody said it's not a conference call, right? When God put the vision in you, everybody does not have to touch and agree on this vision, right? This is something that God put in you. And if God put it in you, then God said you could see it through. And if God said that you could see it through, then who are you to disobey God and say, I can't do it? I don't know what you were talking about. You put something in me. That ain't me. I don't know what you were thinking when you put that in me. Like if we are to believe that God makes no mistakes, then we have to believe that God put that thing on us for a reason, that God blessed us with this thing for a reason. They're called gifts for a reason, right? Because there's something that we can use that is going to bless us, right? We don't give gifts to not bless somebody unless you a messed up type of person, and you might, but we give gifts because we want to bring joy to people. We want to bring light light to people. We want to bring happiness to people, right? When we're giving gifts, it's sometimes, most of the time, well, I won't say most of the times. Yeah, most of the times it's because it's a thoughtful thing, because it's a holiday, it's a birthday, it's something you want to celebrate somebody, right? And most times, sometimes people giving gifts because they got to give gifts, but still the intention of a gift is to bring somebody joy and happiness, right? And so if I'm going to bring you joy, and if the purpose of a gift is to bring somebody joy and happiness, then why aren't you using your gift to bring others joy and happiness? What are you using your gift for? If it stays on the inside, you can't bring anybody anything because it's stuck on the inside. You got to work that thing up out of you in order for you to give that and shine your light on the world, right? Because that's why we have them. That's why God's blessed us with things. There's sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to use. Like, I'm picking up things all the time. I've been doing that since I was a little kid, right? Anything I didn't know how to do, I learned how to do. If I wanted to, anything that had to do with my hands, I figured it out and I learned. I was doing nails, hair, sewing, makeup, anything I needed to do. Anything I needed to do in order for, like, if I needed to build something, I'm building stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything that I was blessed to do, I've done, right? I may have not done it on as large of a scale that I could have, but I've done it, right? I've used my skills, I've used my talents, and I made sure that I let my light shine, right? And I shared my light with the world. Why? Because that's a gift. It's selfish for me to hold it. God doesn't give us gifts to tell us to hold on to it. Hold your hands tight, close your hand, don't let it go, don't let anybody see it, don't let anybody even know that it even exists. God doesn't give us things like that. God gave us a gift to share with the world, right? He gave us something to share, right? And so in order for that to happen, we got to open up our hands and let that thing grow. We can't just hold on to it, right? And so if you are not shining your light, if you are not sharing your gift with the world, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the world a disservice by not allowing them to share in your gift, because that's what it was given to you for. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. And so you want to make sure that you are surrounded by people who agree with you, not people who agree with you, but people who want to believe in you, that believe in your vision, that you could trust, that you know what I'm saying? You should have those kind of people in your circle, because if you don't have those people in your circle, then sometimes you're going to think that you're on your own. And then you're going to allow that stinking thinking to stop you from sharing your gift with the world, because now you're going to start having those negative thoughts like, why should I share this? Who am I to share this? People ain't gonna want this. People don't, what do they want with this thing? Why do they want my thing? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna allow that to happen, but you need to be around people. You need to be around people that are going to say, girl, I don't know what you're doing, but you better release it. I don't know what you're doing, but you better put yourself out there. You got an amazing thing and the world needs to know it. You need to get yourself out there, sis. Let's get it going. Let's get it. Let's go. Right? You need people like that in your circle. Right? And there's a reason why we have this BBU tribe. This is the reason why I've built community. This is the reason why I'm on every morning, because I do want you guys to get familiar with yourself, with each other. I do want you guys to applaud each other. I do want you guys to encourage each other without putting each other down and saying, oh, this girl's copying my stuff. Oh, who she thinks she is and why she thinks she this and what, it's just this the thinking that we have going on. And this is why we are on in the morning. This is why I'm on every day, so that you guys can get acquainted with other like-minded people. You're not going to only talk to me in the morning, but get familiar with everybody else in the room. Get familiar with, the energy that's in the room, right? Because if you are not, again, you're going to allow your negative thoughts to hinder whatever it is that you thought you ever wanted in your life, because your negative thoughts are going to outweigh any inkling of positivity, right? So you want to make sure that you surround yourself with people that are going to be supportive. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes. Put it in the chat. Yes, you do. You always shine a light under me and motivate me. Light a fire. Yes. Light a fire under me and motivate me and teach me how to light myself on fire. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate y'all. So yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Put it in the chat. You need to be around. You need to surround yourself with women who are going to breathe life into you. And it doesn't even have to be women. Anybody who is going to breathe life into you, right? excuse me, make sure that you are surrounding yourself with those type of people, and eliminate the people who don't believe in your vision. Eliminate spending that time around people who don't believe in you, who don't think you're capable of doing something, who try to put you down. You know, you got friends that try to like, oh, I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever say, oh, I don't like that, but I'm just telling you that just, you know, just for you, because I don't want other people to hurt your feelings. So I want it to come from me. No, don't tell me nothing like that. I don't want to hear that. Right? Tell me if you have a suggestion. Tell me if there's something positive that give me something constructive I could use. Right? Oh no, it don't look this way right now. Maybe if you did this and this and this, what would that look like? Right? Make it seem like you trying to speak to me from love. Don't speak for me and tell me, oh, I'm just trying to let you know that, oh, that ain't gonna sell. I don't need that. I don't need that. Right? Don't give me sugar-coated BS. One thing I do not like is somebody who give me sugar-coated BS. I'm like, is that a backhanded compliment? Like, what we doing? Because I'd rather you say nothing than you say some mess like this, right? What are we doing here? You believe in me? You encouraging me? Or what you doing here? Right? Oh, so money's not coming in. So, oh, maybe you should stop. And people are some people are really looking out for you, thinking that they have your best interest at heart, right? And saying, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. You know, they're trying to protect you. Oh, you having a hard time with that? Don't do that anymore. Don't surround yourself with those type of people, because then you'll never get your dream off the ground. You will never get your business off the ground if you keep on quitting because you want to make it easy. Life is not about being easy. Things are not going to be easy for you. Matter of fact, when things are harder for you, when you have to fight for something, you hold on to it a little bit tighter. You work for it a whole lot more, right? When things are too easy, if it's too easy, you definitely not going to do it. You're not going to put no effort into it because you know it's easy, right? You got to put some effort into something. You got to believe don't you feel good when you overcome something, or when something was difficult, but you made it through and you accomplished something? Don't you feel good? When something is easy, ain't nobody bragging. Oh yeah, I mean, people are bragging because they boasting, and they trying to make themselves feel good, and it's all about ego. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that you've overcome, and something that was hard for you, right? That could have been college, that could have been a class, that could have been making something, that could have been like Michi said, her machines were messing up, and she had to figure out how to do another technique in order to make that thing happen. Kay lost her designs in her iPad, and she still had to figure out how to make things happen. How does that make you feel? It makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm an overcomer. I can do this, right? And so we need to start looking at things like that. Yes, we need to start looking at things like that, because when you have to work for it, you're going to believe in yourself a little bit more. It's going to pull something else out of you that you didn't even know that you had, right? It's going to pull something from out of you like, whoa, I don't know how I did this 35-page paper that I had to do in an hour, but I got that thing done. I can't believe I did that. Right? It's going to give you a boost of confidence. It's going to allow you to say, I am a conqueror. I'm an overcomer. I can definitely do this. If I did that, please, a 2-page paper ain't nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever that thing is for you. That ain't nothing for me. Oh, my machines are acting out of whack right now. Oh, well, let me see if I can research another technique. Or let me see if I could do another thing. Or let me see what I could do in order to fix it, right? There's plenty of things that I fixed because my stove broke, right? Oh, a couple of years ago, my stove, well, the top part worked, the stove part worked, the oven part did not work, right? And so I said, I got to get a new stove, right? And so I started looking it up and researching it, and other people were having that problem, and they said, oh, it's the motherboard. If you change the motherboard, then the oven element is going to work. And I was like, what? And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try, right? However much money for this piece, and I just have to learn. I looked at a little tutorial, didn't even take me much time, and I said, okay, I took everything apart. I took my stove apart, y'all. Took my stove apart, took the old motherboard out, put the new motherboard in, and my stove was working. It boosted my confidence. I felt so good for so long that I did that thing. I'm like, I didn't need a maintenance person to come fix my stove. I didn't need to take my stove, get rid of my stove and buy a new stove. I sat here and I figured out how to fix my stove on my own, by myself. Well, not by myself with a tutorial, but you know what I'm saying? I did this on my own. And if I could do this on my own, I could do anything. Right? So that boosted up my confidence. And you guys need to see that. You guys need to know that, right? Because yes, I may not be thinking about this stove every single day, right? That's not something that I'm thinking about every single day, but I do whenever I need to recall that in my mind, I definitely do. Like, girl, you don't know what you're doing right now, but you can. And when you do, you're going to conquer that thing and you're going to be an overcomer and you're going to feel so much better after you do it. I did the same thing with my laptop screen, right? My laptop screen, I think I broke it. And so I was like, I'm not going to get another laptop. I'm going to see if I can replace my screen. Researched it, and guess what? I could replace my screen. What I do, I replaced my laptop screen, right? Because it doesn't matter what that thing is. Once you do something that you thought that you couldn't do, I was never good at fixing electronics, and I can't say I could fix a whole freaking laptop, right? But I knew how to fix my screen. I knew how to fix what I needed. I knew how to do what I needed to do in order for me to use my laptop. I knew what I needed to do so that I could fix my stove, so that I could fix my oven, so that I could feed my family, or I could make products, or I could do whatever. I knew exactly what I had to do then, and I did it. And it made me feel better because why? I didn't need somebody else to help me do it. I just had to believe in myself. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's already not working. So what could I lose? It's already not working. So I'm going to just go ahead and try it, see what I could do. If it don't work, I just lost parts. Period. Right? And so you guys got to start thinking that. Yes, 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 and yes. Exactly. They are just being a peach hole. It's not constructive. Nope, at all. Don't give me no constructive criticism, no sugar-coated bullshit. Don't give me that, right? Don't give me that. I have been told that to stop doing something because it's too hard. It's hard and not worth it. Yep. Tell that person if I quit when things get hard, I would not be here today. That's right. That's right. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Eliana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, right? And sometimes, like I said, sometimes people might be looking out for you, right? And maybe their intentions is not to be harmful. Maybe their intentions is not to say, just give up. Their intentions is not that. Their intentions is probably like, you know what, you look stressed out, and I don't want you to be so stressed out. Maybe you should, not do this anymore because you shouldn't be stressed like that, right? Maybe their intentions are good. Sometimes they are, right? Parents, other people, sometimes your parents' intentions are not good either, but because they want you to do what they think is the right thing, right? And what the right thing is based on their experiences, not on yours, right? And so you can't allow them to put that on you. Yes, right? Because it's all about what they've experienced. And again, this is also in psycho-cybernetics about your experiences, right? Shaping your behaviors and shaping your thoughts. So keep that in mind. The last thing I'm going to share today is that to break down your goals, right? Because if you do it, what is that thing? Inch by inch is hard, bit by bit. What is that saying? Every time I just be coming up with sayings on the fly, and then I don't remember them. If I was thinking of it when I was doing my notes, I would probably had it in here, but I wasn't thinking that. What is it? Inch by inch, it might be hard, but bit by bit is. Somebody tell me, please, because I'm obsessed over that all day. But if you take your goals and you break them into bite-sized chunks, it's going to be so much easier for you to accomplish. It's going to be so much easier for you to digest. Because if you're trying to eat a slice of pizza and you're trying to swallow it all in one bite, you cannot swallow your pizza all in one bite. First of all, it's hard. Second of all, it's going to get stuck. You're going to choke. You might throw up. All of these things will happen if you try to ingest a slice of pizza whole, right? So how do you have to eat it? You have to eat it bite by bite, and you have to chew it, and you have to digest it. It's the same way with your goals, right? Break down your goals into small digestible pieces. You chew them while you're working the thing, getting the thing done. And once you figure everything out and you accomplish that, you can swallow it and digest it. And now you can move on to the next bite, right? And so you have to think of your goals in that same manner, right? And if you do not, and you try to say, oh, I want to get to that big thing, it's going to be overwhelming for you to get to that big thing, because there's so many things that you need to do before you get to that. So if you're only looking at that major goal, then and then you don't get to it, you're going to see yourself, oh, I can't do it, I failed, it wasn't meant for me to do, all those things that we tell ourselves. That is what you're going to be saying to yourself when you are trying to hit that goal, right? But if you break it down into smaller goals, you could do that, right? If I say I want to be a number one podcaster, right, and I'm just, that's my end goal, and I don't become number one podcaster, but in the midst of all of that, I set up my account. I did my intro. I did my photos. I did my shows. I booked my guests. I did all those things. I'm not even going to see those many things that I did as many successes. I'm not going to see them as wins. I'm going to say, oh, I just didn't make the number one podcast. So in order for that to happen, we have to start doing something that we can measure and give ourselves some milestones, so we can say, oh, okay, I did that. Okay, good. Okay, so the next move. Okay, I did that. Okay, the next move. I did that. It's easier for us to learn that way, adding on to it, as opposed to just trying to get right to it, right? You can't go into the gym and say, and you haven't been into the gym in years, and say, oh, I'm going to do an hour hard cardio straight, no nothing, right? I'm just gonna go straight into the gym and I'm gonna do an hour in cardio, and you've never been to the gym, or you haven't been to the gym in a long time. You're not gonna get through that. You got to build up to that, right? You are not going to be able, you might be able to push through maybe 15 minutes before getting tired or winded. You might be even, let's say you were like an athlete in your past, and you just like, your mind is like, I'm gonna do it. You may even get to a half an hour, but you ain't gonna get to that hour, right? Because you're going to be winded. Your body is not conditioned. You don't have the stamina to do it. You don't have the stamina to do it. And so you have to break these things down into small pieces. So if that's the case, okay, so let's start by going to the gym. I'm going to start, maybe I'll start on the treadmill. I could walk, or maybe I'm going to go outside and I'm going to walk for, maybe I'll walk 2 blocks, right? And then, okay, I did the 2 blocks. I'm good at the 2 blocks. Let me go ahead and I'm going to try to walk 3 miles, right? I'm gonna get to 3 miles. But if you don't get to that 3 miles and you got to 2.5, right? You could at least say, you know what? I didn't get to that 3, but tomorrow I'm gonna work towards that 3. But you gotta take them into small digestible bites. You gotta take them by bit, because you cannot just think you're just going to jump into that thing. And that's a lot of the times we find ourselves like, oh, I'm not successful because of. But what about all the other things that you did accomplish? What about all the things that you did do? Right? You don't see that as success because it's not the main thing that you have put your sights on, right? But if you continue to create small measurable steps for you to achieve those things, you definitely will. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Cousin said this live is almost over. She got to catch the replay. Okay, cousin. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Yes, yes, and yes. So today, that is it for today. The is about your mindset. It's about being in a supportive community and also breaking down your goals, right? If we want to overcome obstacles, these are the things that we are going to have to do. We will be meeting tonight at 7 p.m. for the GIST group meeting, and that is the Get Your Ish Together group. Make sure you bring your pen, your pads, ready to take some notes. You will receive an email at 6:45 to let you know you got 15 minutes to get your butt in the room. And also, you guys, thank you so very much for joining me this morning. I know that your time is valuable and that you cannot get it back. So I hope that something that I said resonated with you today. I hope that something triggered something in you that is going to make you move forward and do something that you've never done, or think about something that you've never thought about doing before. And also, you don't get it back. So I'm very grateful that you invested your hour in me. So I hope it was something that, you loved. Hope it was something that you loved. If you caught the replay, if you're catching the replay, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, let me know if there's any topics or anything that you would like for us to cover down below in the comment section. And if you have not yet subscribed, y'all, subscribe, 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 and hit the notifications bell so you can be notified when we are going live. And we're not going live tonight. We're going to be live on Zoom, but we're not going to be live here. On Thursday, I will have my sister. I think it's Thursday. Oh, no, it's not Thursday. I'll have her in June. Okay, so I have my sister coming on, and she's going to be talking about the power of people believing in you and speaking life into you. Because I told you my sister done talked me off the ledge, and I done did the same for her. And so, you do that for people that you love. And so I'm gonna have her on Thursday show. This Thursday is going to be the power of the pivot with me and Patricia. Patricia is going to be giving you all of the information that you need. You better get your legal and everything in place, get everything in order to protect your business. And I don't know exactly where I'm going with my part of the well, I do know, but it's going to be definitely motivational, and especially about planning and things like that, and other other options. And yeah, that's where I'm going with mine. I'm going with options and planning. That's what we're going to be talking about. So you guys make sure that you sign up and register for that class. You cannot get into that class unless you register. Yes. And what else do I need to inform you of? If you are a part of the Etsy reboot, the ebook is now available in bubblebabesuniversity.com. Only the people who sent me the word Etsy or workshop are the people that are allowed to see that tab. So if you want to join the challenge, please send me the word Etsy or workshop, and you will be able to be a part of the Etsy reboot. Please download and print out your workbook. There are planner pages in there. There's questionnaires for your customers. There's a lot of stuff in there that you need, especially if you need to highlight things. So I'd rather you print it out. I think I did. It's 20 pages. So y'all can do front and back if you don't want to waste the ink, or just do it black and white so that you don't waste a lot of ink. But do print it out so you can look at it, make reference to it while you're building your Etsy shop. And also, I do want to have a conversation with you guys that are part of the Etsy reboot. When would you like to meet? Would you like to meet like weekly, or would you like to meet like twice a week just for a check-in, or do you just want to check into the Etsy reboot group? However, we're going to discuss that. So you guys make sure that you comment in the Etsy reboot so that you guys can we can have communication about what we're going to do and moving forward. So with that being said, you guys, I so appreciate you guys for being with me today. Today was a great day. And no, not was, because we still got the rest of the day to go. Today is a great day. Everything is going to happen for you. Just start changing the way you thinking. Start changing the way that your experiences are shaping your life. If there's something that negative that happens, see how you can make it positive, especially if you're taking that with you every single day. Let go of that burden. Let go of that burden. It's not fun carrying 300 pounds of weight on your back. You could barely carry your own weight. Now you got 300 extra pounds on your back that you're trying to go through life with. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. All right. I'm ready for the live. I sent you a DM. Okay, Chantel, I got it. All right, you guys. I hope everybody enjoyed today's live. Did you enjoy today's live? Give me some ones in the chat if you enjoyed today's lives. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And I will see you guys tonight, or I will see you guys in the morning at 9 a.m. for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. We are here at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So y'all make sure that y'all join me at least once. Join me at least once, you guys. And again, take this video out. If you got some value from today's video, something that you think somebody could get some use out of, make sure that you send this out to them and let them know, come join us over here because we popping. All right, y'all. So y'all have an amazing day. Y'all be fantastic and do amazing things. And I will see you guys tonight or in the morning. Bye, y'all.